Starting things off with some archaeology. Figured I'd knock this out right away, and luckily I have access to the leather scraps material cache right here at the Slayer Tower. Need it to repair one of the artifacts. I just need to get 3 more repairs, and then I can get the assistant rank. That's all the requirements to get the assistant qualification, so let's go ahead and grab it. And I'm now assistant. Now let's go ahead and I believe I can complete the first mystery relatively quickly just by going down here and sending the research team. Finished the mystery, which was relatively easy since it just auto-completes for you. But now I just gotta start the Dead and Buried quest, and then all I got left is to buy the items from the assistant shop and then finish the crafting grind, which I still got quite a ways to go. And that's as far as I can go until I get my access to an Acacia tree, which it's just one chunk away, so any chunk roll, I'll be there. Let's go ahead and grab the soil box upgrade. That'll help my trips last a little longer. Still need to get 15,000 more to get these two. Next one I'll probably want to get is the precision upgrade. Alright, didn't take me too long to get all the chronotes I need, but now I can get the material storage upgrade and the manic precision upgrade, and that's that task complete. Now all I got left to do in this chunk is crafting. That's gonna take me quite a while. There is all the special research here that I can do, but unless one of these are associated with the mystery, I'm not gonna be required to do them. I'll probably eventually do them all, but I'm not gonna be requiring them. How about that? My total crafting XP has overtaken my total mining XP, so that's pretty awesome. I'll probably end up at like 82 or 83 mining then when I hit 84 crafting. Up to 35 crafting, one of the requirements for Plagues Inn. That's pretty cool. Be a long time before I get that quest done. Still got 1.7 mil to go. Have enough Crook Eakswick's favor to get the Plant Power Tier 1. Gonna go ahead and buy that. Won't be able to get Tier 2 until level 70 farming, but gonna save up my points to try to start buying the farming outfit pieces now. Be nice to get that unlocked. Just did a star event and didn't notice, but I hit 75 mining. That's another Plagues Inn requirement, and Nomad's Elegy. That will be a difficult fight if I don't have good gear. After running the XP tracker on Alt 1 for about an hour, I thought I was only getting 20k XP an hour, but it turns out I'm getting about 30k XP an hour. So instead of another 80 hours, I only got another 55 hours, which is pretty fantastic. Still a bit of a grind, but not as long as I thought it was. Level 77 crafting. I'm halfway to my goal. I only got about another 50 hours to go. While I am hoping to avoid the Elder Tree chunks as long as I can, I'm hoping the one that I do roll will be the Barbarian Village one, mainly because it has the clay rocks there, and clay rocks will be very useful for other grinds, to be able to make the decorated urns for those, like smithing urns to help with smithing training, or the fishing urns and cooking urns, or even the divination urns. All of them would be very useful. Only one that wouldn't be is the woodcutting, because I'm going to get a probably 99 woodcutting just getting all the logs I need. Hey, I got the Ghost Hunter backpack. Very nice. Just using up the rest of the experience and defense. While this does have better armor than the Team Cape, the Team Cape is still better because considered best in slot because it gives me just that small little attack bonus. But I think I'll wear it because the increased experience I'm getting from killing the Banshees here. I'll get 10% more experience now with these kills. There we go, 82 defense. I gotta remember to use up all the rest of the experience when I have enough to reach the next level. Just gonna finish off this Slayer contract here to grab the XP book. Then back to the mines. How about that? I actually completed a easy clue scroll. Decided to take the stack of clue scrolls I had sitting in my bank, and since I have access to a handful of easy clues, and I'm gonna try the mediums now, and I managed to complete one easy. It helps that the clue scrolls work as a collective, like in old school RuneScape, except you don't need to juggle them. You can complete a step, but then can't do another one. You can just destroy it and then open up a new one, and act as if all the steps were done. Last medium clue. Unfortunately, I've only been able to do one clue step. Can I do this one? And no, I cannot. That's in Karamja. So I was only able to do one of the clue steps up to 26 mediums I had. But let's go ahead and see what I got in the one easy one I completed. Nothing new. Level 80 crafting! Just 4 more levels to go. One of the requirements for invention, which is pretty nice. And also I can make a dragonstone the amulet. So once I get access to balls of wool, I can make myself an amulet of glory, which is pretty awesome. Actually, if I keep my eyes out for baby imps, I could catch one of those. They have a 1 in chance of dropping a ball of wool. So if I get that, I can upgrade my amulet to be amulet of glory. Level 60 divination! Started actually trying to do the caches again since I eventually have that level 85 grind once I roll the chunk that's just right down here with the brilliant wisps. Time for another combat break. Got enough rested experience to get the next defense level, so that's what I gotta do. That's the point of the rested experience backlog after all. Killing banshees is also a great source of easy clues. So if I feel like trying to get more clue scrolls done, this will be a good spot to get easies. And I actually went and made a spreadsheet here that lists all the chunks and all the different clue steps you can do in them, or at least the number you can do. And there's some that you can only... These are master skilling tasks that can be done in multiple chunks, so I didn't really include this in the list. But overall, if you look here, I have a listing of all the different chunks and the number of steps you can do in each one. And here's the total number, although the underground steps I counted only as 1. And so there's a total of 14 easy clue steps I have access to, although I think I can only do like 12 of them since I think 2 emote steps require gear I can't get. So yeah, I can essentially do almost 10% of the easy clues. There are a lot of elite clue steps, but that's because the compass leads all over the map, and there's at least like 2 elite compass steps in almost every single chunk. It's nuts, but a nice little thing I did while I was bored. There's 83 defense gotten. Now I can save up more bonus experience until I have enough for 84. Got up to 43 Slayer from the contract, which is nice. But let's get back to the gem mines. Just logged on for the day doing my daily jacket trades, and I got 55 farming from this tree. That's very nice. I can plant cactuses. I don't have any cactus patches though. Level 80 mining, all with just a bronze pickaxe. I think I'll get 1, maybe 2 more levels before I finish with this crafting grind, but I can now mine Bainite if I ever get a chunk with that. That is just crazy. Woo! 31 Hunter, and that's apparently 25 Wilderness events I've completed. Anything good from the sack? Nothing good. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. An entire inventory without a single ruby. Nuts. Level 83 crafting. I've just got 1 level left to go. 81 mining. This is probably going to be the last mining level I get before I get level 84 crafting. I can mine red sandstone now and crystal flex sandstone, but I'll probably end up having a way higher mining level before I ever reach either one of those. A ball of wool from a random baby imp. Very nice. I can actually make myself a amulet of glory now. That'll be my new best in slot amulet. I'll be using up my last dragonstone to make this amulet, but it'll be worth it. There's the amulet made. Let's go ahead and put the ball of wool on there, and let's go ahead and enchant it, and there we go. I got myself an amulet of glory, my new best in slot amulet for all styles. Alrighty, I got 1 last gem to cut here, and I'll be at 84 crafting. There we go. I can now make the decorated farming urn, that's also 1400 total level. Very nice. But let's go ahead and make this decorated farming urn. And let's go ahead and fire it in the pottery oven. And that is task complete. And that is all the tasks for my current chunk. It's time to finally roll a brand new chunk. Look at all these gems I cut though. 44,000 gems, 22,000 sapphires, 13,000 emeralds, 9,000 rubies. These are going to most likely be used for making necklaces in the future to make portal charges. Either that or just disassembled for precious components. Let's go ahead and mark that complete, and that is all tasks done. That is fantastic. Now, that took quite a while to do, but it's finally time to roll a new chunk here, and I actually had time to explore the different chunks to see what I actually have coming up in the future, so I'm not going in blind anymore. I got the Damon up here, which I have. That's going to be a potential bomb in the future. Once I get all these 3 chunks here, I'll have to do dungeoneering until like level 95 dungeoneering. Probably even beyond that, since I'll have to basically buy out the shop. I got 13 here, which is the Bloodwood tree then, which that'd be fantastic to get because that'd be like the only major very wild event I'd be able to do since I don't have the DPS for the other ones. And then we have the Dark Warrior's Fortress chunk after that over here. That'd be awesome to get because that has a Dracolith ore, which would allow me to actually make orichalcum. I'd have to get the level 60 smithing using nothing but bronze, but it'd be very worth it because I'd be able to get an orichalcum pickaxe and an orichalcum hatchet, which would make my any future woodcutting grinds much better. We of course got number 6 and number 4 here, both with bloodwood trees, which I've already explained why those are horrible. I'd have to get 99 construction to build the tier 3 of the command center. I'd also have to get the fletching up to 95, and my woodcutting would obviously get up to beyond 99, just getting all the logs I need, and also get the fire making to level 90. 23 here would be fantastic to get, because this has the, I forget what the trees are called. What are they called again? Acacia trees, that's it. North of Alcarid. That'd allow me to build some of the new buildings and upgrade for the fort. Number 2 here, it's not a bad chunk, but it'd make me kind of sad because this has the energy rift there, the level 80 spot, and I have to get up to 85 then to make the next level boom. We have the Haunted Woods here. If I start headed this way, this is what the chunk that will unlock Slayer again, so I'd have to start training Slayer until I got Slayer locked again. But since I do have the 113 Slayer task to kill the armored phantoms up in here. And then, of course, we have up in Anachronia, which would be nice to start exploring. Get up into... all the way up to Urby Werby would be fantastic, but that'd be quite a lot of rolls to get. Nothing really unlocks in Anachronia because I need higher level hunter or agility to do that. And of course we have 10 and 11 here, which would further my archaeology grind. 10 would just unlock the Carrot Ed dig site, so I'd have to just take care of that, while 11 would up my level cap to I think 70, since that would be the next dig site, which would be the Armadillo dig site. So I'd have to get all the artifacts and collections and mysteries I can, and as I said before, when I unlock this dig site here, I will unlock the entire dig site for it. Since all the other dig sites are a single chunk, I just figure that's fair, and there's really no other content here. So let's roll and see where we go. Charming Moth. Any new tasks from that one? Nope, that's just a free chunk. Let's go ahead and explore it for a bit, but afterwards we'll just roll again. Here we are in the chunk. I need a level 88 hunter to catch charming moths, which once I have that hunter level, and I think I also need like 83 agility, might be a good way to gather charms if I need them for future summoning training once I have to start training summoning, but there's not really much to this chunk aside from the charming moths themselves. And once again close to the soul gazers, but that's, like I said, I don't have the Slayer level for those, so let's roll again. Let's see where things take us this time. Ooh, the Grand Exchange chunk. That's pretty cool. Although that makes the Edgeville chunk here also the same death chunk as number 6 here, because the Elder Tree is like right there, and Elder Trees are like a 2x2, and it's in both chunks. So if I roll this chunk, this will also be the major grind I'd have to do. But the Grand Exchange chunk here, it has the wheat field here, which does gives me access to Puro, but I am not having hunting implings as any task, because impling catching, especially in RS3 without all the plugins that Old School RuneScape has, is just, I just don't agree with it. So that's just basically another free chunk for me, but I'll go ahead and explore it. Suppose one good thing this gets me access to is the Zeta here for the treasure trail stuff, if I ever get enough treasure trail points to buy that. There's the wheat field with the crop circle, but I'm not doing Puro. The Grand Exchange doesn't really have anything to offer me as an Iron Man. I think the only thing I might ever use here is Bob Barty here. I think he's the one who can decant your potions for you. Other than that, this chunk is pretty empty. It does have the Keldogram trapdoor, but you can't access Keldogram until you from that way until you get the actual chunk over in Primnick. So free roll. Let's go ahead and roll again. Alrighty, where are we going this time? Southwest Wilderness. What does this give me? Ooh, I can get a Black Hatchet. What drops a Black Hatchet? Oh, 1 in 16 chance from lesser demons. And plus I think that's another wilderness event there too, so... Hey, I'll upgrade my hatchet to black. Although this now opens up a very dangerous chunk for me, the bandit camp chunk. Nothing really bad about this chunk itself, but you need both this chunk and this chunk for whatever reason to access the Forinthy dungeon here. And that would mean I have to kill Rebs and get all their drops, which... There's a lot of drops on the Rev table that are pretty... and they're all rare, so that would be... at the very least an upgrade in gear, but that gear is unrepairable and degrades and just... yeah, I'm not a fan of the Revenant gear, but... that'd be quite the annoying chunk to get if I happen to get the bandit camp. Right there's the entrance to the Forinthy dungeon, but I guess you need to be in the bandit camp chunk over here to actually enter it, even though it's in this chunk, so... once I get the bandit camp chunk here, that's gonna be a very annoying grind. But I got some lesser demons here. Got my range gear since they're weak to range, and Jugs the one. Let's go ahead and kill some lesser demons to get that Black Hatchet. Are we gonna get lucky and get it on the first kill? Nope. I'll see you when I get the drop. Second kill, I get the Black Hatchet. That's task complete already. Fantastic. So that's on a chunk rolling spree. That does... I will accept a Black Hatchet for the Elder Tree grind, so that means the chunk 4 here that has an Elder Tree, I'll accept that as my grind now, since I was originally not going to do that with just an Iron Hatchet, but Black, I'll go ahead and do that. So let's see where we go next. Anachronia Southern Bay! Making my way into Anachronia. Not going to unlock any new tasks there. That's not rollable, and that's not rollable. So that's basically a free one. Not going to head all the way to Anachronia just to do that. Only have this one rollable from... actually, I can roll this one as well. Actually, no, I can't. I can only access that area. I can't go up there. So let's go ahead and roll again. Oh no. The Gower Farm chunk south of Varrock. I suppose it's a good thing I just got an upgrade to my hatchet and getting a Black Hatchet from lesser demons. To start off with, there's a few very easy miscellaneous tasks to do here, which I can just knock out in like an afternoon. I'll be able to unlock Varrock Lodestone, which is a nice convenient teleport. I'll be able to complete the iconic Demon Slayer quest, and I'll be able to get my best in slot offhand weapon for prayer, the Avernic Book. Not that I'll ever make use of it. I'll also be able to get further along with the Shield Upper Ave quest. Just that little sliver of southwest Varrock that's still inaccessible to me, keeping me from being able to finish the quest. I'll be able to visit everybody's favorite Pack-Yak, Benedict, and start his mini-quest, Benedict's World Tour. And I'll be able to do a couple steps of it. A fun little mini-quest that takes you all over Gillinor to just basically show off the upgraded graphics of the game. Then, of course, there's what makes this chunk so dreaded, and why I'm glad I got the Black Hatchet. The Elder Tree. Thanks to the fact that I have the Tier 2 Command Center built, I need to get level 99 construction to upgrade it to the Tier 3 Command Center using Elder Frames. Which will be the first of the mini grinds I need to do in this chunk. Mainly because it's difficult to properly calculate how many logs you need to get that level when you're doing construction at the fort, because all the extra experience you get from turning the logs into planks and then those planks into frames, as well as the extra experience you get from the perfect build status when you're building the buildings at the fort. So I'll probably need somewhere around 125 to 150,000 willow logs to get 99 construction. Next, I'll need to get level 90 fire making. That's the most useless skill in the game. To burn an elder log. From my current level of 69, nice by the way, I'll only need about 44,000 logs to reach 90. Not pittance really. Finally, I'll need to get to level 95 fletching in order to make an Elder Shield Bow, which I'll need to get around 190,000 willow logs and make them into unstrung shield bows in order to reach the level. At level 90 fletching, I'll be able to make my new best in slot bow, the Elder Short Bow, which will probably be the best bow I'll have for quite a long time. So in total, I'm going to need to cut about 385,000 willow logs at worst to complete all the goals, which will give me a whopping 26 million woodcutting experience, which from a current level of 81, which will put me at 106 woodcutting. I could cut maple logs instead of willow logs for this grind, but since it would require only 120,000 less logs, it would take about the same amount of time to cut all the logs. Plus, since I can't make a maple wood box, I only have the willow wood box, it'd be a lot more trips to the bank, so it'd be a lot more tedious to do. So, willow logs it is. Given at best I'll be cutting around 600 logs an hour, this chunk will probably take me over 700 hours to complete. So I guess it's time to get chopping. I was recording the wrong screen, but I just did the easy one, got the Varrock lodestone, so now I can just get down here to the bottom of Varrock very easily. This fight is so ridiculously easy, especially with my current stats. How long ago did I start this quest? Like a couple months ago? And there we go, Demon Slayer complete. Got some XP, 100 XP. This is huge amount of experience right here. And I got myself the Avernic Wand and Book. This is technically my best in slot prayer offhand because it gives a +1 prayer, but I'm never going to use either one of these, so I'm just going to destroy them both. Hello, Straven, can I join the game? Okay, so I just got to murder somebody and I'm in the game. Sweet. Let's go murder! Sorry, mate. I killed somebody for you. Am I in the game now? Awesome, thanks. Hey, shield half. Gotta grab these Phoenix crossbows. These will be needed for several months down the line. And I think this will be the last step I can do. Talk to Charlie the Tramp here and learn about the Black Arm gang. And there we go. I can't quite reach over here to the gang because it's just out of my chunk. So that's that task complete. The last easy thing I gotta do is talk to Benedict here and start his world tour, and then I'll be able to do 2 of the steps of it. One in Varrock and one over by the Patadomus Temple. Collect this fox pelt here, and this will be this step done. Ooh, ain't that pretty. Here's the scarf, and get to look around here again. And that's that task complete as far as I can do for Benedict's World Tour. Now all I got left to do is 700 hours of woodcutting. You know, they say to respect your elders, but I do not respect this tree at all. I gotta spend 600, 700 hours chopping willows because of that thing. I think I'll start with like 25,000 willow logs and do construction in sets of 25k because, as I said before, it's hard to calculate exactly how many logs I'll need to get 99 construction because of all the experience I'll get from turning these into the planks and the frames, as well as the bonus XP you get from perfect builds, because you can get up to like 20% more extra experience if you get a 100% perfect build at the fort. But I'll be AFK chopping willows for quite a long time. At least I have the tier 1 of the Woodcutter's Grove, so that way any bird's nest that I get while chopping these trees will just go straight to my inventory, so I won't miss a single bird's nest. There's a crash star that happens to fall right next to where I'm cutting willows, so I think I'll go ahead and mine these whenever they fall near me. Good to take a break from the woodcutting, because getting more mine experience is going to be a plus, because I will eventually need 100 for those ores over in Damonheim. I'm not going to require myself to get level 100 mining despite having access to some of the ores until I have like access to all the ores. And then I'll also need to get the level 100 smithing to make the Damonheim metals. Once I do have 99 construction, I'm going to need to chop myself 960 elder logs to build the command center tier 3, which that alone is going to take me about 10 hours of wood cutting at the elder tree, since I'm only going to be getting around like 90 an hour. I said I was going to gather like 25,000 willow logs before doing construction, but actually I'm going to do it in sets of 14,400, because that's how many logs I'll need to build either the command center or the kitchen tier 1 100 times, and I figured that'll be a good baseline to figure out how many more times I'll need to build them up to get to 99. Just talking to this guy here, cool, dude, and I just got the woodcutting bit. Oh, that's awesome! Oh, that is. Hello, Woody. Oh, I did not expect it. Well, actually, I did expect to get that pet, but not this early. Oh, that's awesome. I think my little buddy here, Woody, is a great spot to end things. I'm not sure when the next episode's going to come out, because this is just chopping this willow tree here for 385,000 logs is going to take me months. But we'll see what happens. I'll catch y'all next time, folks. Ciao for now.